to the Lowdown Podcast, your home for the untold stories of sports, presented by Lojo Media. I'm your host, Lauren A. Jones, live from Los Angeles, and today is going to be quite an entertaining show. We have some of the top high school basketball talent in sunny Southern California, and specifically Los Angeles. So I'm going to get into it. Two of them are brothers, and one of them I consider to be my brother. First off, I want to welcome, without further delay, my brother, Malcolm Bray, to the show. Class of 2018, St. Bernard's guard. You know, we're really actually related. I mean, he's really my cousin, but I call him my brother. So welcome to the show, Mal.
So thanks for having me.
Of course. Next, I would like to introduce Caleb Christopher, shooting guard out of Mayfair High School, class of 2018. Welcome to the show. Me. Oh, of course. Thank you for being here. And we have his younger brother, Josh Christopher, ranked 8th in the class of 2020 and also out of Mayfair High School, shooting guard. So welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Of course. So I just like to point out, and I kind of mentioned this to you earlier, that I graduated, and I'm dating myself as his dad pointed out, but I graduated in 2010. He's class of 2020. So I was a little shook saying that out loud, you know? It was like, oh, gosh, I'm so old. But I'm happy to have you on the show nonetheless. And, you know, you guys are not only high school basketball stars, but you're also social media gurus. I mean, you check the social, and these guys are killing it on social.
That's these two. That ain't me.
No, that's all of you. You're getting more likes than I am. And, you know, I've been working on my social for a long time, guys. So that's where we will start. I want to discuss the power of social media. And you guys obviously have insane followings, but starting off with Malcolm Bray. Nearly 2,000 followers on Instagram. That took me literally 6 years to get. Like, not even kidding you guys. Like, you get an Instagram like yesterday and getting 400 likes on a selfie. Like, what? I barely get 20, okay? Oh, by the way, shout out to Caleb rocking the hat.
I got the Lojo hat on.
He's just going through down the line. I think he's going to have on every hat by the end of this episode. But anywho. Then we have Caleb. 16,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, what? Can I get some pointers?
They love Caleb.
Is it just the Cassie Athena watermark that just automatically gets you?
It's the K-Woo drip.
Oh, there we go.
The
K-Woo drip.
That's what got him.
And then, of course, last but not least, we have Josh with 47,000 followers. How old are you? I mean, gosh, that is insane.
Yeah, I just turned 16 a couple
months
ago.
Stop it.
You know?
Stop.
Superstar.
Literally. I mean, okay, so I have to ask you guys, how do you use Instagram? Are we sliding in DMs? Are we using it for breaking news? Are people sliding in your, like, how are you using Instagram?
For sure. I got a lot of DMs coming out my way. If I spot, a good-looking girl, I'm for sure going to get her DM for sure.
Okay.
That's
Has there been any success stories? I know your dad's here, so we'll be careful.
Oh, for sure. Come on now. You got to get the, success. There's some girls, that might dub you, but, at the end of the day, you're going to get
that has never happened to me. I don't get dubbed.
I also have to ask, so what makes it to the gram? Because I know not everything is going to make it. I'm sure people are taking pictures with you, of you. What makes it to the gram, guys?
Everything
What's
makes it
gram
to my
worthy?
gram.
I switched it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
the flyer didn't make it.
Ooh.
It did. I posted the flyer today.
I'm just kidding.
I used to post a lot of stuff, but now it's only hoop videos. I had to change it up.
Branding, huh?
Yep, had to.
I post Bible verses on mine.
I did see that today.
I feel you.
Christian based. Yeah. I love it. So tell me a little bit about that.
Somebody actually hit me up one time and was like you're always positive, and like that really inspires me to keep going. So I'm like, why not use this platform that I have, and why not just like help anybody or help somebody? Because I don't know, somebody could be going through something, and just seeing that one post, you'd be like, dang, that hit me.
That's really mature. I mean, I feel like a lot of young guys are using it, like he said, kind of in the social way to connect with other people. But to, take that approach of, I'm going to utilize this platform where I have 16,000 followers. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of eyes that could be inspired by what you're posting. So that's awesome. So in high school, do you guys feel like there's pressure to keep up with the Joneses, if you will? I don't know if you're familiar with that phrase, but
Joneses.
Lojo? No, just kidding.
Okay,
I am
my
Jones,
bad, my bad.
but just the people that have these massive followings and to one up them, if you will. Like, is there any kind of pressure like that on social?
No, it's kind of like almost you want to be with those kind of people. You guys all kind of want to team up and, just build kind of like a powerhouse, just to improve both your guys' social media platforms and just kind of clout in general.
Right. Do you guys even use Snapchat anymore?
Oh, for sure.
They sure on the
Snapchat.
On the Snap?
Yeah, Snapchat is
Shout
still
out to
the
Snap.
way. Snapchat is
Hey,
still
we'll
the
be
way.
on the Snapchat every day.
I'll be on the Snap every day.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that because I was formerly employed by them, and I'm like,
Really?
I want to make sure that people are still using the platform.
I got you, G.
He's switching to the white. So, I mean, you guys are like
That's the best one.
celebrities. It's like I was told that you're friends with the Migos, partying with literally rap stars.
Yeah.
As high schoolers.
Yeah, shout out
How
to-
did that
shout out
friendship
to-
come?
No, one of our great friends is Sharif O'Neal, and he invited us to one of a basketball game to play with him.
Okay.
And should I look at the camera or look at you when I talk?
Either way.
Okay, I'll look at the camera.
What was it?
Okay. So he invited us to a little hoop session, and I'm sorry, and he just kind of built a bond with us. Rel's been a great big brother kind of influence to us, and kind of helped us when we needed something, and him, Quay, and Takeoff, they all just kind of just embraced me and my brother. So that's how that happened.
They get buckets, too. They can hoop.
They can.
Quay can hoop, real can
I think
hoop.
Quay was on the celebrity game All-Star weekend and won MVP, right?
You saw that video of her.
He
yeah.
blocked that girl shot. That was disrespectful.
I know, it was really
mad
bad.
disrespectful.
She fell on the ground, but that's awesome. So from doing a little research, I observed right away that you guys are obviously into fashion. The jacket is prime example number 1.
Man.
So I wanted to play a little game with you guys, and essentially I'm going to show you some photos of professional athletes, and you're going to tell me hot or not, okay? So since we're on a podcast, I'm going to describe them to the best of my ability for my audience that's listening, and the photos will also be available on @TheLowdown Podcast on social media, so you guys can check them out there. So the first is Lakers forward Kyle Kuzma, and he's rocking the beige fur jacket with the white turtleneck, denim light wash jeans, and some brown boots. What are we going with, hot or not?
The jacket's tough. That's a Montclair jacket.
Everything
That's
tough.
hot.
I don't like his what's it called though. I don't like his boots. I ain't feeling those.
He could have done some different
The whole fit
boots.
was hot. The turtleneck, the coat.
Yeah, bro. I'm feeling.
He
Is
should
he in
have.
LA with that fit on, or
No.
Nah.
He's wherever with that fit.
No, he should have pulled the pants down over the boots.
Is that the only critique we have?
Yeah,
I think Floyd was the way to go. Show the whole boot.
So what's the consensus, hot or not?
The jacket is tough. Everything from the top, but the bottom is horrible.
Okay, what about you, Josh? Where are we
Going
going?
hot all the way through.
Yeah, I'm going hot too. Paul.
All right, fair enough. So next we have one of the most iconic athletes in the fashion
Russ.
department. We know it's Russell Westbrook. He had some very
No.
unique
Put the censor bar over that man.
Hey, that's not G.
When you guys saw this, because I know you saw it on social media, what were your thoughts? Is it hot or not?
This
The
dude
pec
is
muscles
crazy for that.
showing.
Shout out Russ. He
Could do it. Well, he
could pull it like
can't
his
say
Russ,
this,
that's
but
it.
what I'm gonna say, I can't really say it, but he could do it because the homie built. So I
Right.
can't.
Oh,
If he
okay.
wasn't Russ, then
Yeah,
He
Right.
can pull it off because he's been doing
if you
that.
bird chested, don't do that.
yeah.
What about Kristaps Porzingis? Can we see this in
Nah,
that fit?
nah.
No.
Porzingis, no.
Okay, so the consensus is
Not. I got not.
Okay, fair.
Not.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I just had to put it out there. I want to go way left to see where you guys' head is. But so next, we're going to throw it to an NFL player who also is known for, his mix in fashion. No, actually, with Coachella next month, we're going
this
to
was
go
hard.
Throwback Thursday to Cam Newton's Coachella look last year. A floral matching 2-piece leisure suit with a tan fedora. Hot or not?
Super hot,
That's
especially
hot, bro.
for
He a
Coachella.
fashion killer. I'm not even trying to
That's a
lie.
romper. That's
Yeah, it's a romper.
Oh, is it a romper?
It's a romper.
A 1-piece.
I mess with bro shoes
Wow.
too.
You guys would rock a 1-piece?
That's gonna be my Coachella fit for 2018.
Oh, there we go.
I got my fits ready
Weekend
for
1 or
Coachella.
2?
2.
Oh, there we go.
Migos is
In
out there on 2.
So we're going with the consensus of hot, right?
Yeah, hot.
I've never. Oh, one.
I'm
Oh,
hot, bro.
Josh says no. not.
Rocking the romper with the leg tape.
That is a female. It is a female outfit. Okay.
Rock like the shorts though. The shorts is cold.
Well, it's a one piece, so you got to get the whole fit.
Yeah, nah,
All right. The last look is none other than Swaggy P of the Golden State Warriors.
Shout out Nick.
There you go. He's sporting a patterned, oversized, puffy jacket, graphic tee, some flooding black jeans with white socks, and Yeezys. Hot or not?
I'm rocking with bro. I take a lot of his fashion. Honestly.
That's your twin.
I used to search around his Instagram on Upscale Hype and look at a lot of his stuff. I take a lot of stuff from him.
I think that's where I got that picture from.
That's
that jacket.
Feeling it, guys?
Yeah, that's a Supreme jacket.
That's a Supreme jacket.
That's a Supreme
I'm surprised he's
North
not
Face.
rocking the most hated. He's the only.
I haven't heard anything about most hated in a long time.
It's been a while.
Oh, he is in season though. Yeah, he is in season.
Once season probably ends, he'll probably bring it back out.
Is that it? Okay.
But Nick is tough though.
Basketball.
So, Josh, you mentioned it, but I know you've gotten quite a few comparisons to Nick Young.
Yeah.
And I want to do a side-by-side of you and Swaggy, if we can get that. Hold on, we're gonna get it up. I also am gonna do a Twitter poll for the next week and see if we really can get the pass. You definitely have the hair down packed. Like, where did that inspo start when you were like, okay, gotta get the Swaggy feet? You just had it too, Mal. That haircut.
Yeah, I had the same haircut for probably like 5 years now. I've always been like a Swaggy people. At first, I was like a fan. You know, I love Swag, but you know, I kind of got to meet with Nick. You know, he's kind of like one of my big bros.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if we have the photo yet, but photo number 14, I believe it is, on our rundown. While we get that, I want to ask you guys, who would you consider to be the top 5 most fashionable athletes? Oh, there we go.
There it is.
The Supreme, rocking the Cal Supreme. Shout out Cal Supreme and Cassie Athena.
Shout out to Supreme.
All right, so who would you guys consider to be the top 5 most fashionable athletes?
For sure, Nick,
LeBron, Kelly Oubre.
Kelly, he started at the draft. He started early with those
We talking about like
shoes.
actual fashion or like streetwear?
Whatever you consider to be the most fashionable.
We'll go for the streetwear. We'll go Kelly, Nick, Jordan Clarkson, Odell, and then who else would be with the?
I like Dwayne Wade style. You guys know.
Nah, but Dwayne is more like a classic
Yeah,
guy.
he is. He is.
He's not with the streetwear.
Very London Fashion Week.
And who else?
Cam? You going with Cam?
Nah, Cam be wearing nonsense.
What about Russ? You not rocking with?
Yeah, we can go Russ. Russ is streetwear.
Yeah, I feel like Caleb was, he pretty much wrapped it all together.
Yeah, that's it.
Those are the guys you guys are rocking with. Okay, fair enough. I like the classies. So.
It was just for hoopers or overall sports?
Overall sports. You go Neymar. I don't know who you look at. Pele.
Oh, then we can go.
Hey, yo, Neymar he got some tough fists though. I ain't gonna lie.
Cristiano
Paul
Ronaldo.
Pogba. Or I don't know
Pogba is tough.
I don't know if I
That's
butchered
facts.
his last name or not, but
He tough.
Sounds about right. Close
him,
enough.
he's tough.
Well, it's
Odell's
like
tough.
something tough though. I only got Neymar and Pogba. That's all I can remember.
I don't really look at Neymar like that.
But he tough.
Oh,
Bro.
man, you fan.
Okay, well, we
I'm
talked
looking
about
bad.
the fits. We're going to pivot to the sneakers. What's you guys' favorite sneaker to hoop in right now?
To hooping right now,
Probably.
my KDs.
Yeah, I like my Drew League Hyper Dunks.
Okay.
My Stranger Thing custom shoe. Shout out to T Swirl for doing mine, and then Kixer just did me a pair. So
Yeah, we're going to get to those in just a second.
They the champs, bro. They got all the kicks, man. I'll just hoop in some regular kicks, dog.
Which one do you hoop in?
Hardens, I mean, Kobe. Something simple, something slight.
Something simple, something slight. The Cal Supreme Elites?
Nah.
Nah.
Oh,
That's a
man.
We done with that,
Jeez.
G.
Done with that. Retired. Okay, so here we go. Josh, I don't think I've ever heard of a high school player getting so many customized kicks, but what's this obsession with Stranger Things? Where does that come from?
I don't know, man. At first, it was a long time ago. I was like, man, I can't get on that episode, that whole series. And somehow I ended up watching it with my brother Patrick and Caleb. And I started watching it at like 11:30, and I didn't go to sleep until like 6 a.m. That's
Binge worthy, right?
That's something you can do.
That's all it was right there. I guess you could,
Fair enough. Then there was another one that you mentioned.
Right.
The next pair I think we have as well.
Yeah, those were my first pair. Those put me on. Shout out to T Swirl for them, man.
How did that come about? Did somebody reach out to you?
Yeah, he reached out to me, and he was like, I want to do your pair of shoes. We talked for a little bit, probably for about a month before we could actually gather an idea, and it was just click, like, boom, let me get these out to you, handled it. get them back to me, put them on. You know, see
broke
what
internet.
they're-
It's amazing. That is amazing. So where did you debut these? Which game was it?
It was our first home game against Bellflower. I, just decided I'd pull those out. It was a rainy day, thought I'd bring some, some joy and some, enlightenment that day. So I
Could
did.
you wear that with this jacket? Is that a
Nah, those are some basketball shoes.
Okay, fair enough. We're not wearing those off the
We
court.
don't wear kicks on the court or off the court. That's
Okay,
a no-no.
fair enough. That's a no-no. You
That's
guys,
a no-no.
I don't know these things. I don't. I'm old. Okay.
Did you wear those Fritos too?
Yeah, I wore those a lot. Those are probably like my favorite shoes right now.
Now,
Everybody in my school was talking about those, bro. Oh, they love both of y'all in my school, bro. They be on y'all.
Shout out St. Bernard's.
No, shout out to St. Bernard's, Mayfair Squad.
there you go. Now, you all played in the same AAU organization, Cal Supreme.
Since he was youngest too.
Yeah, and this is where I think pretty much everybody in this room has some connection to Cal Supreme. So just describe the culture surrounding travel basketball and the relationships that you've built based on that culture.
They're people of their word, they'll tell you they're going to get something done, and they'll do it. This past spring and summer, they told me how much they were going to push me, and they did what they said. And, I made a big name out of myself, with the help of them, my game, most importantly.
Yeah, Cal Supreme changed our lives basically.
Facts.
When we're playing for a small team, we're originally from Lancaster, California. That's far.
Yes.
So playing for a team called AVAC Horace, and people can only get you so far in life, and then you have to break away, and they can push you there. So Cal Supreme just being around a different group of kids from a different group of areas that also wanted it just as much as we did. Pushed us to take it basketball very seriously. So that, and then just pushing us and being in the gym daily and just treating basketball differently.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. I mean, when I first started off, my friend group wasn't really big with Cal Spring. Then these two first came in. Caleb was really my first real friend. Him and another kid named Makai. Then I met Josh after, and thing is, we was always hooping, and Josh was always 2 years younger than us. He was still playing better than most people that are our age. That's I really saw it back then with Josh. Josh really always had natural talent, and Caleb always worked harder than everybody. So I really made good friends with Caleb and Josh when we were younger. That's why we still together today.
That's awesome.
Facts.
There's also another guy that couldn't make it today because he's traveling to CIF, but Sharif O'Neal.
Shout out to Reefy Pooh.
And so I know that you guys built a relationship. He's Shaq's son, obviously, and he recently decommitted from Arizona and committed to UCLA. I know that you guys are kind of in that process of, vetting the different colleges and stuff. What goes into the decision of what college you're going to enter?
Honestly, it's just talking to people that you're close to. When Reef had decommitted, he was all right, guys, what should we do? What's the plan? Mm-hmm. And of course, it's his decision, but we give our input to him, and I just tell him, just go where you're gonna play and stuff like that. We're just always there, basketball, outside of basketball, whatever he needs.
Yeah, with him, it's beyond basketball.
Yeah, it's even in basketball. We don't see Sharif O'Neal with $1 million followers on Instagram. It's just Reef.
We see Pooh.
Yeah,
Pooh.
Is that the nickname?
That's
Pooh?
his
I'm gonna try that out.
I don't call no
Pooh.
other boys Pooh.
Well, I think there's some undecided here, but what are some of the schools that you guys are looking at right now?
And I'm looking at Couch Dominguez, but I'm looking at schools here in Illinois. But my thing is I'm still unsigned senior, so I'm trying to get something bigger and better. And shout out to Alex. B City Hoops. He's trying to hook me up. He's trying to hook a bunch of people up. Looking at that too. B City Select. He's trying to hook us all up because we all grinding for that 25th hour. We looking for our own stuff to get an offer secure. Get something we can really get school paid for.
Right.
So I'm really undecided right now, but I'm leaning towards something. Trying to get something better though.
And we're gonna bring up Alex in just a moment, but for you guys, what schools are you looking at right now?
Right now, I have a couple offers. I have UCLA, USC,
USC.
Arizona. Yeah, shout out. Florida State, and a few other schools as well, Cal. But I got a lot of interest as well. So, I'm going to take it slow. I got a lot of time left. So.
I'm just going to push that fight on, Trojan Network, to you. I'm going to push it hard, recruit hard. Okay, and what about you, Josh?
I have CSUN. It's all good. I have CSUN. I've currently just reclassed, class 2019. Mm-hmm. So once I did that, I have Georgetown's hit me up, DePaul's hit me up, Montana's hit me up. And so I'll be playing at EYBL, so I have a whole more options.
Georgetown.
Yeah.
I know Dad's happy about that one. That education, that sounds...
My favorite player went to Georgetown.
There you go.
AI.
There you go. There you go. Okay, well, without further ado, I'm going to bring up Alex Carmen, the founder of Beach City Hoops. And while he comes up here, we're going to just talk a little bit more about, kind of you and this Beach City Select and how that came together.
So, I mean, AC filmed a lot of my games this year. He played with Cal Supreme recently, before, so, that's kind of big bro. I really didn't know him like that. My dad did. But I was looking for a team, like this senior stuff. I was looking for something to do. And, he hooked it up all together. He told me right after, my game against Bishop Montgomery, he said, if you need somebody to play with, I know stuff might be going out, the right way for college with you. So he was like, just come hoop with me, figure it out. And then, I put all my trust in him. I know he's going to do the right thing because I know he has his heart's in a good place because he was in the same position we was in when he was a senior. So, I feel like bro's going to really help us out.
Alex, tell me a little bit about how Beach City Hoops came together. I know that you're a former basketball player, maybe current, if we want to call it that. Recreation.
I'm retired. I'm chilling. I just do videos and watch Phineas and Ferb. That's all I be doing now. And play GTA. But honestly, if you would have told me 4 years ago that I'd be filming mixtapes and stuff, I would have looked at you and laughed. Because when I was still in college, I thought, I'd still get the opportunity, at least try to go play overseas and whatnot. But, certain things happened, didn't get to fall through. But I was riding with my team, my old roommate, my guy Alex, and we were talking, and we was just, he would watch a lot of Ballers Life tapes and, things on YouTube, and we would just chat it up. And he said, man, I'd be down to go to some of these games, do something like that too. And I was like, sure, why not? Let's see what happens. Mm. And the first thing I did was I did my homework, basically. So I'm like, all right, who's around here? You got to know who to film and whatnot. And so the first kid I came across was this kid in the Bay. His name's Damari Milstead. He's at Grand Canyon now. And coincidentally, his teammate ended up being Kyrie Walker. Josh and Caleb know him. This kid can go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can hoop. And I just linked with them. I said, hey, I'm going to check you guys out, do some video stuff. I'm still learning and everything like that. But, fast forward a year later, I'm helping kids out. I film this Joker a lot of times, too. My guy Caleb, they be showing out. Malcolm at Burners, I try to get over there a few times. I try to, get over there. I know it's Beach City. I try to get Long Beach as well, too. But it's just, everybody. I try to touch all bases, but I'm from Long Beach, so I'm trying to carry that and let people know where I'm from at the same time.
Absolutely. Well, this is an entrepreneurial venture for you, and I know that there's a lot of guys that once they kind of retire from basketball, if you will, that they kind of don't know which direction to go in. So why was high school your target market, or was it directly your target market?
Yeah, because I just know there's I just know there's a lot of talent all over the place. It's more than just a couple areas where you can watch games and see, good players.
Right.
So, maybe you wouldn't know that you might see the most lit game of the year at let's say, Bishop versus Cantwell.
Right.
I won't say it's the most lit, but, that game was cracking. You know what I'm saying? You would never saw it, had nobody been there to show it up or anything like that. It's just, certain games you go to, you just see it, check it out, put it out there. So it's hey, dang, that's what's up. Maybe you might catch somebody that dropped 30 and they ain't never really played like that. And that's just a memorable moment. It's something that they'll never forget. So that's the type of stuff I like looking for as well with it.
I love it. Well, this is the Untold Stories of Sports right here, the home for it. So
exactly.
You're welcome here always. I also have to ask you about the program that you started with this Beach City Select, because that really caught my eye. So where did you get that idea from, and what is it?
I know exactly how Malcolm is feeling and how tons of unsigned seniors are across the country.
Right.
I was going to reach out to Caleb, too, but I figured Caleb has something going on in the works. I know him. This man be on the move.
Yeah.
But I just know that these guys, they all have talent. I wouldn't reach out to them if I didn't think they could do something with basketball, whether it be, playing at Division I, maybe, be a late signee or Division II, whatever. I just tell them, look, at this point, just get to school for free.
Yes.
Because a degree is a degree. The jobs that you're going to apply for after you're done ain't going to give a damn whether you played at a D1 or an NAIA. It's all about getting your school paid for.
Yes.
So that's just the main thing. It's really just free education at the end of the day.
That's awesome. Well, I went to USC and I paid, so I totally understand the importance of a free education. But before I let you guys go, I have to ask you, because March Madness started back today, who are we rocking with to win March Madness, the NCAA tournament?
Loyola Chicago.
Oh, the sleeper.
I got Nova.
I'm just
You got Nova?
Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm going with Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. So Loyola Chicago. Who did you get?
He got
I
Kentucky.
have Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
You know, I had to rock with Kentucky too.
I got
Shout out to
Nova,
Coach
man.
Calipari. Holla at me.
I might have to go with Nova too. They got experience. You know, Big East is good competition. I really might have to go with Nova.
Okay, fair enough. Is Duke still in it?
Yeah, Duke's still in it, but
Nobody's gone.
Duke's still in it. But you know, my boy, who's gonna remain anonymous, whenever he makes picks, you know, it doesn't turn out the way we expect.
That's
so
the same thing for me.
he picked Duke to win.
I picked them too.
He picked Duke to win, so I was like, well, the plague has spoken.
There we go.
So
it's not happening.
I took Syracuse over Duke anyway, bro. I
Yeah?
got Syracuse.
that is ACC. That's tough to
got
beat a
Cuse,
team
bro.
3 times.
Oh no, Marvin Bagley is just such a talent, guys.
He is a
So
talent. He's for
powerful.
sure a talent. The thing about Cuse is just like that zone. Man, that's something tough to beat,
Everybody
man.
over 6'5".
Everybody like just
Point
reach
guard
in the
6'5".
lane. You can game plan for it, but when you actually on that court dealing with it, it's like, okay.
I
No,
feel you.
exactly.
Well, because I picked Duke, I think I'm the plague too. So, anywho, I really appreciate you all for being on the show today. And we're going to table this for a little bit because it's now time for Lojo's Week in Sports. Guys, I went to USC's Pro Day yesterday and there was a media frenzy. It was not like last year. It was so many eyes on Sam Darnold and him throwing. Ultimately, he solidified that number one pick, I think, with yesterday's performance. In the rain, it was torrential rain. Not like, little sprinkles that LA does, but it was literally torrential rain. And all of the scouts were so impressed. There were rave reviews, and I was watching Colin Cowherd this morning, and he was like, I heard from a Brown scout that it's him. So, I think for Sam Darnold, it's going to be him number one overall in this year's draft. But someone asked me an interesting question. They said, is Sam Darnold the number one quarterback out of USC? And obviously USC has touted some of the most amazing college athletes in football forever. And I could go back to Rodney Peete. And I think the problem is, though, when I think about how players have translated from to the NFL, that's kind of where it becomes dismal. There's like the Matt Leinerts of the world, right? Who his game didn't really translate, and now he's obviously still going to be regarded as one of the best college quarterbacks of all time. But in terms of his pro career, where did it go? I don't know. Then there's obviously Mark Sanchez, who Mark Sanchez hit the height of his career with the New York Jets when he had that game against the GOAT, Tom Brady. And then now Mark Sanchez bounced around the league for a few years, and he's just kind of known for that infamous butt fumble. So I don't think, he has much competition, Darnold, in terms of becoming the best quarterback out of USC. But I will say that I think his most competition would come from Carson Palmer. But Carson Palmer, the argument against him is that he never made it to a Super Bowl. So I don't know if we can really count that as the best player. I think that if the Browns do put some pieces around, it kind of seems like they're cursed. But if they put some pieces around Darnold, then he could potentially be that guy, who holds the crown of the best quarterback to come out of USC and have an actual, superstar NFL career. But that remains to be seen, and I wish them all the luck. Shout out to Stephen Mitchell, friend of the podcast, who had an amazing pro day. He ran a 4.4, I believe it was, and I'm so proud of him because I know he had some nerves going into the combine, but he stepped it up and performed so well. Now, that'll do it for today's show, guys. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I think my guy Caleb was rocking one of the latest hats. It's facts hashtag. Now he got on the Lojo Media hat. All of those are available for pre-order. DM me on Instagram at Lojo Media. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all my special guests. Shout out Beach City Hoops. Shout out Joe, Josh, and Caleb. And then also, of course, my blood couldn't be any thicker, Malcolm Bray.
Mal does it.
For joining the show. If you guys missed any parts of the show, you can find them on YouTube or SoundCloud/Lojo Media or iTunes. Search for The Lowdown Podcast. That's LO Down Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Lauren A. Jones. Follow me on social media at Lojo Media, and I'll be back next week. Same place, same time, different guests, so stay tuned.